very simple sleeves. Okay, now the cup of the sleeve, if you're like with Halima's quite broad shouldered, so with hers the one thing that I figured out to do was to, it's okay, you can go. The one thing that I figured out when I used to make her dresses, they used to, let me just explain. Okay, the one big problem that I had with her dresses was because she was quite broad on the shoulders, it took me a fair amount of time to actually work out that what I was doing was I was making them too less on the shoulder coat, and then the sleeve I was making it too high standing cap, and the cap was actually pulling, and it ended up, you know, she would be like a walking mummy
gorilla.
No, because you know, like how if it was just like pulling on her so badly, and it took me a while to actually experiment to take that out. And what I realized was generally when we're doing a sleeve, we tend to measure down quite a lot, especially you've probably seen me cut so many times that I do this quite deep. Now the thing that I worked out with hers was that it had to be very marginal cut and not very deep at all. So unlike the deep cut, like going down there, with hers, I worked out that she wanted less of a cut. Now, the other thing with Halima's sleeve, now in this particular case, if we look at the dress, the sleeve has to go around and fit into that. So that is quite wide. Can you see? And that's too much, and that would never fit into that. But then at the same time, what we're going to do is slightly widen this. Otherwise, we would have a problem fitting that in. Let's make it a little bit wide. Okay, so we've widened the area off. This means that it's quite a loose fitting around the upper arm as well. And if you want a slender fitting, then you would have that less. But then for that, you would also want the armhole to be less as well. But because this is quite a baggy look shirt, you know, it means that the sleeve has to be a slightly baggier look as well. Otherwise, the two wouldn't be compatible to each other. So we don't want to overly sort of do with the cuffs. And her sleeves are quite long. Her arms are quite long, I should be saying, so the sleeves will be long as well.